Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new era on this channel where I will be providing critical analysis on popular films that you all know and love. To start off, I'm looking at Tim Burton's 1989 Batman film. I don't actually have an idea of what I'll be doing for the next video essay, but if there's something you would like me to break down and leave it in the comment section, I'll get right on it. And by that, I mean I'll pick one I've already seen so it makes my job easier. Jokes? Oh, and please be savvy, there are spoilers ahead. Firstly, I love Batman. I'm a fanboy. Batman 1989, the very first Batman thing I ever saw. I found the VHS tape in my dad's VHS collection. Don't ask me why I decided to pick up a case that had a bat symbol on it. Oh, and for you kids that don't know what a VHS is, boy, you don't know the struggle. I remember putting it on and just being in awe of a guy who had beat the shit out of people. Just bad people. Two muggers sitting on a rooftop gloating about their haul. An eerie bat-like figure dropping in behind them, knowing that something bad was going to happen to the bad guys. And when it did, it felt awesome. After the film, I went straight back to my dad's VHS collection and found Batman Returns, but that's another essay for another time. Fast forward some 20 odd years later, and loads of Batman movies, comics and animations, I feel I owe it to myself and to the character that I take what I'm learning about the medium of film and applying it to these films individually. Unfortunately, because of this, Michael Keaton is now my second favourite Batman. He was my favourite, right up to goddamn Christopher Nolan. Batman 1989 was the first feature-length Bat flick that we were given post-Adam West, and it was put in the direction of Tim Burton. Now, Tim Burton is by no means my favourite director. That title lies unchallenged at the feet of Quentin Tarantino. But when I first saw this film, he captured my imagination perfectly, and what I mean by that is that Batman kicked Joker's ass. Duh! But when I look back at it now after experiencing the lore of the Bat, I can't help but feel that Burton was just the 80s version of Zack Snyder. Can you leave the hate comments until the end of the video? Thank you.
Shut the fuck up, Rabs, you utter twat.
Now what I mean by that is that Burton really didn't bother capturing who Bruce Wayne was or what Batman was. And they're two totally different things. To explain simply, Bruce Wayne is a person, Batman is a symbol. Now let's examine the Bruce Wayne aspect of the story. We meet Bruce Wayne at one of his own parties. He meets with Vicky Vale and lies about who he is. I mean, come on, who in Gotham doesn't know who Bruce Wayne is? He then follows her and Alexander Knox into a room for a chat before leaving and spying on them with 3 or 4 cameras all pointed in the same direction. This is the world's greatest detective here, guys. This is the same woman who Bruce Wayne falls for romantically, and despite wearing a mask to hide his alter ego, he still feels the need to tell the truth about what he is, knowing that she's a journalist. World's greatest detective here, guys! Now let's dial it back to where we are in the timeline. In this film, it's quite clearly a fresh-faced Bruce Wayne. The Batman is new to Gotham. We're made aware of this at the start of the film as Alexander Knox asks the police questions such as,
Lieutenant, is there a 6-foot bat in Gotham City?
Now, didn't Burton feel that it would be important to at least address how Bruce Wayne came to be the Batman? I mean, yeah, his parents were killed, but without knowing Bruce's journey, nobody really cares about him. All you do is make your money with the on-screen presence of Batman, and I get it, back then, that's all audiences were paying their money to see. But come on, between Sam Hamm and Tim Burton, surely someone could have pointed out that there was a glaring opportunity for a character build between Thomas and Martha's death and the debut of the Batman. It's literally just dead parents and fast forward to Batman. Unfortunately, failure to build character has become commonplace all the way through until today's Batman movies. I'm looking at you, Warner Brothers, but again, that's another essay for another time. Now, let's look at the Batman, the symbol. Batman's sole purpose is to reassure the citizens of Gotham City that they do not need to be afraid. They have a watchful protector looking out for them. This is really only made relevant in the first scene. Batman takes down the muggers as what they've done was so close to what happened to Bruce Wayne as a child. But that quickly goes out the window when he becomes Vicky Vale's personal White Knight. And no, I didn't do that on purpose. You could argue that he saves the citizens of Gotham at the end of the film, but let's face it, he's solely there to kill the Joker. He even admits it. And considering Batman has a strict no-kill policy, we see him throw a thug down a bell tower. It's good for effect, but it's just not Batman now, is it? Now, I could be really picky here and suggest that Batman wouldn't have let the Joker die, but I'll admit, Batman can't save everyone. Because it's a common message throughout superhero films. That's the point. Despite all the good intentions in the world, even if there are superheroes, people will still die. It's inevitable. It's one of the 3 certainties in life next to taxes and mean comments in YouTube videos.
Rabs, you are a ball bag, go and commit, not live.
The Joker. The bad guy. The good thing about the Joker for anyone writing about his origin story is that he doesn't have one. You could literally make up anything and it would pass. Ham and Burton decided to have him fall into a vat of chemicals, ironically, after Batman tried to save him. Now, they've also decided to take the easy route and pin Bruce's parents' murder on him. Again, I go back to my earlier point of character building. Jack Napier is a gangster who has no remorse and kills when he deems it necessary. We see Napier's attitude like this all the way through the film, but without seeing Bruce Wayne struggle, we don't care that the Joker dies at the end. When Batman beats the life out of him at the end, we should feel every blow. We should be throwing punches with Batman. The Joker looks incredibly weak in this scene. Despite the comics showing us that Joker can go toe to toe with Batman absolutely no problem, instead of having thugs be his last line of defence. If you need proof of this, just look at Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight. Now, the final confrontation is the ultimate payoff for the journey that Bruce Wayne has went on throughout this film. Losing Rachel, losing Harvey Dent, who is the only route that Bruce Wayne had left of giving up the kill, forcing himself to stay true to his no-kill ideology. The Joker had essentially taken everything from him in this film, and in that final encounter you truly want Bruce to kick his ass. Well, at least I did anyway. Now, let's take a look at the music for this feature. Danny Elfman, good. Prince, bad. Now, I get it. There was so much thrown at this film for marketing that it would only make sense to get a world-famous pop star to do tracks for you. But have you listened to them?
Let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
Now, after watching this film and seeing how Jack Napier develops as a character, I just struggle to see why suddenly he would be listening to synth pop. Like, really? You're trying to sell me an antagonist that bounces around to synth pop? Quite frankly, I find that insulting. Danny Elfman's work is outstanding, and his score for this movie is the greatest score of any movie of any time. Don't even at me. Now, as a film for structure, it's pretty solid. You would expect nothing less from Tim Burton. The 3-act structure is followed pretty well. We have the introduction of all the main characters in Act 1, followed up by an important first plot point of how the Joker came to be. Act 2 sees the confrontation of Batman and his accidental creation in the museum. Now, I also have to say that without a fight scene, this is highly disappointing. Considering how easily Batman beats the Joker at the end, I think the audience should have been at least treated to a small fight here. Batman in a room surrounded by thugs is a recipe to showcase just how badass he is, but never mind. Plot point 2 comes just after the most incredible piece of cinematography ever, but Batman comes to defeat Joker and is downed by a comically oversized gun. Act 3, and the resolution is quite simple as it comes. Good guy beats bad guy and saves the girl. all live happily ever after. Now, Batman 1989 isn't a perfect Batman movie, but it does the job. If you just want to sit and watch a Batman movie, and to see Batman get the W. It's a personal favourite of mine. I'll always hold it in high regard, just because of the memory I have of first watching it and being introduced to the Cape Crusader. And also, Michael Keaton is a horrifically underrated actor. It actually makes my heart bleed. I'm more than happy to score this movie with a 7 out of 10, but as I mentioned before, please feel free to recommend films for me to critique, and if nothing comes in, you can expect an essay on Batman Returns, in which I'll be looking at religious symbolism in that movie. But in the meantime, please head over to my brand new Patreon page. It will be linked below. Have a look at my future plans for content, and if you like it and you want to be part of it, you can pledge as little as, well, I think I've got it set actually, it's $1 a month, and for that you'll be the first to see all new videos, as they will be appearing on my Patreon 1 week before they appear on YouTube. But in the meantime, I want to take this time just to thank everybody for sitting through my very first video essay. Like I say, go on to the Patreon, have a look. There's going to be more video essays, there's going to be how-to tips and tricks videos on how to get better films with your mobile phones and all that sort of stuff, and basically how to shoot B-roll, all that sort of stuff. Anything I'm learning at the moment, I'm giving on to you guys, because I think that there isn't enough content creators in the world, and you know, it's good to be creative. So yeah, hopefully I can help you guys make some of your own, even if it's not for anything. If it's not for anything arty, then it would certainly help you produce, you know, better home videos, or, you know, something like that. I don't know. But I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to end this video. My name's been RabsPapa, and you've been absolutely tremendous for watching. Until next time, go subscribe to me on Patreon. And I'm out!